So, Roy, you didn't wear a hat today. I haven't known you long enough where you not wearing a hat still jars me.
I forgot it.
Really?
I forgot to wear a hat today. And I have a new haircut, but that doesn't mean anything because I just forgot to wear a hat today. I left the house, got clear to school, and I realized, wow, I feel naked right now. Oh, no. I forgot my hat home.
It's a good look.
It's good that you did that with a hat.
At least you're not having
if you
a
didn't
bad
have
hair day.
pants on and you're like, I feel naked right now.
I feel naked.
Oh, wait,
well,
shit.
Well, I got a draft. Where's this draft coming from?
I kind of understand that though, like feeling naked, because today I forgot to put on earrings and I feel very naked today. I don't like it. I don't like that feeling of naked earlobes.
Yeah.
I feel extra covered up with the glasses.
Me too, Jer
I
Bear.
love your glasses.
Thank you.
You guys are rocking your
I
glasses.
think you guys both
very
look
nice.
good. Both look good with the
Dan
glasses
kept calling
on.
them reading. These are just regular
Yeah, they're just
glasses. These are
glasses.
not reading glasses.
No, because back in his time, those glasses were like the premium reading glasses, and now they're just they're coming back and they're cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Good choice.
Aviators.
I'm not sure if I like them.
Why?
They're giving like a little like 70s serial killer vibes.
Yeah.
A little Dahmer.
Yeah, a little Dahmer. Yeah.
Or
little
cop,
bit.
like a old New York City cop.
Well, no,
which is
it has
also
to
not
be
a good.
sunglasses for that one, though.
Yeah.
Transition lenses. I
Oh, okay.
I have them.
love those.
I have the.
You get confused at times though when you go from building like indoor to outdoor. I'm like, it's super dark in here. but
There's
you have
no
to
way
wait.
I
That's
could
what I
wear them in
have.
the studio
Yeah.
because they would be. Do they not turn?
That was
into
my concern.
sunglasses?
Yeah, that was my worry when I bought them, was that when I came in here into the studio that these lights in front of us would shine too bright and they would turn into sunglasses. But I mean, it doesn't seem like they have unless I'm
well-
not realizing it.
Well, it's a UV issue, right?
Is
Those
it?
aren't UV.
Oh, maybe it's you.
lights.
Oh, maybe that's what they're triggered by. UV. Yeah.
Are you blind, or like is it a thick frame? No, 'cause
this
look
is
on the side, you can
yeah,
see,
this
like, on
is
the
just
side.
this is just a thick frame.
Okay.
So I no one cares
Is
what
it
my
green?
prescription is, but it's,
No, I do. Tell me.
I'm super blind. I have to get my
me too.
lenses really
Jeremy, this is
thinned.
Mystery Crate,
Oh,
not
right.
the
Oh,
Le
hi.
Batard Show.
Right, so
People will be
you're
nice
welcome to
you.
it.
You
Welcome
guys
to
want to have
Mystery
a
Crate.
you guys want to have a blind off?
Yeah.
I bet nobody's more blind than my wife.
Well, she's not.
Well,
here.
she's not a part of
I
the
could
show.
text her what her prescription is. Isn't
Hey,
it based
Kyle.
off your prescription?
What's your prescription?
I'm not
Kyle.
calling her. No,
Call
I'm not doing
Kyle.
that.
I think Roy probably had the worst prescription.
Yes, I did.
gonna have to text
And I
her.
completely forgot what it was, but it was really, really
You already
bad.
forgot what
Roy
it
has
was.
a glass
forgot
eye.
What?
What?
No.
Oh,
mine's minus
Let's do
2.5
a stat.
in one eye and minus 3 in the other.
That's like medium bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It started
forget.
with 0 and minus 50, and then it's just progressively gotten worse.
Really?
since
Is it
high
still
school.
Minus
changing?
50 sounds like a
Yeah,
lot.
it's just every time I go
Wow.
into the eye doctor, it's just a little bit
Mine
worse.
stopped changing.
I have a segment idea, not to change this, but I want to call a segment apologies.
Oh.
And I feel like this is a good, safe place where if we want to apologize to anyone else on the show, like this is the cutoff. So like by Mystery Crate, you can think, I have an apology that I want to apologize to Jeremy for something that happened earlier in the week with Mike Schur. And I feel like in apologies, we can kind of clean up any malfeasances that we had
But that was funny.
during the week.
love
I
that.
know, but he felt so bad. So I wanted to apologize for that. So I feel like apologies maybe could be like a regular thing that we do on Mystery Crate where we look back at the week and think, did I wrong someone? Do I feel bad about it? And do I want to apologize because they felt bad, or do I want to apologize because, I'm a narcissist and I want to clear my soul?
I
know.
think it's probably the latter.
I mean,
on that
either
one.
or.
Well, no,
Do you have
either
any
or. It doesn't
more?
matter
Either
which
or.
one it is.
It'll benefit you
No
and it'll
judgment.
benefit
Do you have
Jeremy.
any? Tony's not in the room right now, but do you have any apologies for Tony?
No, did I do anything to
Never.
him out of line? I want to apologize for what I did to Jeremy. If you missed it on the show, he was, being a bit of a butt kisser with Mike Schur, and
Oh, wow.
then I went on and
Jeremy,
I
if
kind
it's
of
genuine,
made fun of
does it
it.
make it less butt kissing?
Okay, let's
You
go
keep
around the room.
defending
Was
it
he,
with,
was he butt
it's
kissing?
genuine. I really love everything he makes, but telling him is just
Well, no, I
always
wasn't
gonna-
trying to tell him I love every. If I can clarify, I was making the specific point that when I was watching The Good Place, and yes, I complimented the show. That's where the butt kissing came in.
Well,
I
you
could have just said I'm rewatching.
You
The
also
Good Place.
complimented him before, I believe, off air, too, didn't you? About
No,
it?
that was what I was trying to do, and then
yeah,
everybody
that's right, it
decided
was
the
on air.
segment had started, and so it was on air. And so I was trying to say, "Hey, I'm listening to the show. I'm rewatching The Good
And
Place.
it's so good.
I believe you said it's perfect. I believe you said
No, it is a perfect show. It is a perfect show. It's not my fault that it's a perfect show. But you know what?
It's not your fault.
This
that's
apology is
perfect
not
show.
going well.
I apologize. My conscience is clear.
Nonetheless,
Do you forgive Billy?
yeah, I forgive Billy, but now
thanks.
I'm mad at you guys.
What did I do?
I didn't do anything. I'm just sitting here.
apology.
Sir, you spiraled all on your own. That was not us.
All I was trying to do was say that The Good Place is good and that it was
breathe.
funny, that they were talking about The Good
okay.
Place, and then I was whatever. It's fine.
We're breaking Jeremy.
You're really lashing
No,
out.
I hate this
honestly,
place.
Do
the
earlier
last
things.
the last 3 months especially, you guys have, I don't know what it is.
Hey, it's not you guys.
No, not Jess,
I've
not
been
Roy.
nice except for in this very moment.
Yeah, except for right now.
The other dudes in the room.
Because everyone else is being nice, so now someone.
I apologize.
It all started when Tony started telling me to shut up, and then Dan thought it was funny, and so now he calls me
Classic
annoying,
Tony.
and everyone else tells
The
me
thing
to shut
is
up.
that Tony,
Don't let it get to you.
Tony's a beta that in that moment was an alpha, so now he got like drunk with that power.
Oh yeah, he got really excited that you weren't in the room.
Jason Whitlock calling him a beta.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this time to apologize to Jeremy for being mean
Wow.
earlier this week
Wow,
on Mystery
another
Crate.
Jeremy.
I'm sorry.
Thanks. I don't actually need any of your apologies.
Do you want to apologize
I
for
mean, come on,
lashing
just
out at the
accept
Yeah,
whole
I do
class?
actually.
Yeah, I
I
think
apologize
we
for
should.
yelling.
That's
I
what
apologize for
I
yelling.
mean, jeez.
I really did. I can find myself for Tone if we
We were
need.
here for you.
I'm
for
sorry.
support.
Well, you were here. Well, all
we
right.
were supporting.
Sure.
We're straight up
Mike, sure.
gaslighting him right now.
Yeah, this is really. I'm a little like I'm.
Just to close the loop, my wife's vision. my wife's vision is -7.5.
That's pretty wild.
Oh,
She didn't get
I'm
That's
telling
really
you,
bad.
when my wife doesn't have her contacts in, she can't see. I honestly feel terrible for her. It's like
That's
there's
wild.
no way to live.
I remember mine now. When I was -10.5, the other was -11.
You were just waiting for him to say what his wife
Classic
was, so
one-upper.
then exactly
Where's
Tommy.
Tony?
No,
Tony's going to
no,
come
no,
and be
no,
like,
negative
mine
for
was
both
-13.
Tony's gonna be like, I'm legally blind right now.
Yeah.
I can't see anything.
Yeah. Luckily, I had eye surgery, so that's not a problem anymore.
My dad is legally blind, and it's because when he was in
Everyone just like threw their hands up for some reason.
it felt like a good story to continue where he was
You wanna
in,
apologize
I think,
for it?
8th or 9th grade, and there was a substitute teacher in the class, and a legitimate like, all right, substitute teacher's here, we can do whatever we want, and a kid threw a chalkboard eraser across the classroom, and it hit him in the corner of the eye and tore his retina.
Oh wow.
That's how
Real.
he got.
That's legitimately how he
That's terrible.
got legally blind.
happened to
And,
the kid?
and
So
the
he
kid
ended
got
up-
expelled, right?
No, I mean it was just like everything was great. He didn't throw it at him.
Oh.
It was just everybody was going crazy and throwing
That's
shit
so
and paper
sad.
airplanes and
Oh my
whatever. It was the
God.
70s.
Holy crap.
And yeah, it ended up making him legally blind in one eye.
You know
so
what?
he ended
That's
up
why
getting
teachers
surgery.
say no horseplay.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great.
Stop
he tells
fucking
me
around.
that story, and I
don't say that.
couldn't believe it.
My
Maybe
teacher
he's
said
lying.
that. They would say, stop fucking around, you kids.
Wow. Yeah, you
Wow,
kids.
you had a
Stop fucking around.
All of us had at least one teacher that cursed at us. All of us had at least
I
one.
honestly don't. But you know what I was thinking
Mostly
about the
gym
other day?
teachers. Yeah.
I never had a teacher that cursed at me, but I did have a teacher in 6th grade that played the Copacabana song to teach us prepositions. And I've been thinking about it for like the last month since that Greg
Because of
Cody.
Puka Nakua?
Yes,
Yeah.
since the Greg Cody song was made. And I feel like probably the only classroom in the country where they listen to Barry Manilow to learn prepositions. But I've just been thinking about that teacher a lot this last month.
How did the
Great
lesson
teacher.
go?
Well, she made us she'd play it over like the speaker, and then we'd walk around in like a conga line basically, and have to like write down all the prepositions in the song. And that was how she taught us what they were. I don't know. It doesn't make a ton
No,
of
I
sense,
like
but
it.
it was fun. It
Shout
was
out to teachers who
super
care.
fun.
Yeah, for real.
Exactly. I've been thinking
Especially-
about her.
Yeah.
Like,
especially
all month. Great
now,
teacher.
The kids these days, like Jesus.
I had a teacher.
I feel for you guys.
There's also good value in the teacher that just lets the kids, like, obviously
really?
you don't want to be too reckless. Like, you want to do some teaching.
My
but-
brother's a high school teacher, 10th grade history teacher now, and he's really trying to find that balance between I want to be like the cooler teacher.
He has
that
long hair
lets
and wears overalls. I
Yeah.
feel like he's already
He does
like,
not
got
look
the
like a
cool guy
teacher.
label.
Yeah.
He does look like a teacher. He looks
like a
every
hipster, the
70s
hipster teacher.
Every
A
hipster
70s
teacher.
teacher.
I
No,
had
he's
in
like a
high
fun
school.
teacher.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's trying to be the fun teacher, but he's also trying not to get walked all over,
Embrace
which
the
obviously
movie.
I have issues with.
Embrace
And so-
playing movies.
Right.
Yeah, that's what he's
No.
trying. Not trying to do. He's trying to teach,
How do we feel about them doing like TikToks and stuff with the
Teachers?
kids?
He's definitely the
how do we
type of
feel
teacher
about
that
that?
has like the handshake with every student, and he films it every
Weird,
time.
Cynthia. I really do like. I see a lot of TikTok teacher comment and they're not like filming the students. They're all, and that's
It's all them on the
Good.
videos on them, and they're like, "All right, class, let's
Yeah.
do this today."
Yeah,
I don't know how I would feel though if I were a student and I knew that my teacher was being filmed and like growing up with that and not really having like any
Yeah.
sort of option to be part of
a
that or
little
not.
cringy.
Not that they're on camera, but you can hear them in the background. I don't know. It just feels like the video cameras and like everything's like
Do they have to
so
get
in
approval for
everyone's
that?
face.
Do you have to get all the
I
parents'
don't
approval
know.
before
If you show
start?
the kids, I
They're not
believe
showing
so.
them.
I like
Yeah, the kids aren't in it.
I like the
Yeah.
idea of the parents asking the kids, like in the class, like, "What'd you learn today?" Well, we had 6 takes of the same video because it really wasn't working out for the teacher, so
She couldn't get the edit right.
couldn't
on
get
her
it right,
TikTok.
so we learned the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I'm not trying to be here and criticize teachers because I make
It's
your lessons
hard.
plan. Your lesson plan.
Do what you got to do to get by every day.
God bless them all, really.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Pay the teachers
And
as
save
I
the
always
whales.
say.
Pay the teachers.
Exactly.
Pay the whales. Save the teachers.
Exactly. But I do feel like I've seen a lot of TikToks lately where kids that now are like fully grown adults who grew up with parents that like vlogged everything when they were kids are like really resentful of it. And that's kind of what is more of my concern.
That is the greatest concern that I have about technology with a child at some point, is that I really like working in an industry like this where so much of our lives is on social media and documenting stuff. Like I know eventually I'm going to try to do the thing that everybody else does where they like block out their kid's face until a certain age or whatever. But like eventually that is going to be really annoying.
I'm more worried my kid would order like $4,000 worth of something
Yes.
off Amazon. That's my greatest. Or like Diana Rossini's story about her kid texting a GM a Venmo payment.
Claire has already ordered movies, kid movies on Comcast. on TV.
Oh no.
What did she order?
I don't know, some kid movie. I forgot what it was, but she already
Goodfellas.
rented. Yeah.
She's like, I want to watch Godfather Part 3.
It was Wolf of Wall Street.
Does your daughter do Roblox?
Roblox?
Oh,
no.
my nieces and
Ooh,
nephews
I know
do.
Roblox.
It's crack.
It's like it's
crack.
crack, and they like
And a
wanna-
waste
they
of
get you
money.
for money too. Like my daughter's always like, I need another gift card so I can.
That's
Yeah.
why they're so like.
It's essentially the way I
Huge.
see it when I watch her playing it. It's essentially like Grand Theft Auto for kids. Like you can't. It's
No,
like
you're
you're just
totally
walking
right.
around a town and you go in different things and you can spend money on. It's like, why am I actually having to spend money because you're going to this fake movie in this game?
Well,
Wait,
luck-
so it's just like there's in-app purchases.
But
that,
you can like other kids can be in it. It's like a world.
It's like
so,
it's like
Okay.
Sims.
I've seen
for
it.
kids.
I've seen
Sims
it, but
for
I've like
kids. Oh,
not
yeah.
really
Right.
understood
Farmville.
what I'm
Or
watching.
Farmville.
This goes
Okay.
back to me and Billy's take
I love The Sims.
about traffic and kids in
Sims was
school.
the best.
Just put them back
I
on
was a Sim
Zoom.
City guy.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't know what we're co-signing on here before I hear it.
No,
Let's
just
calm down.
put the kids back on Zoom because they don't want to hang out anyway. They want to hang out in a Roblox world. They want to play Fortnite. They don't want to really hang out with each other.
So you want to continue to ruin them?
Yes, so I don't have traffic. Yes,
I mean, the week without traffic in
it's
was
amazing.
good.
It's
God, it was
amazing
so
every
great.
time.
It was
It's
the
amazing
greatest
every
My
time.
of my
God,
life.
a 30-minute drive from here
Pretty
to home
awesome.
was
When,
great.
when I
An
pull up,
hour and a half.
when I pull up on 95 and I see nothing but
Dude, I
gray
flew.
lanes. Oh
I
my
fucking
God,
flew.
dude!
I
it's
would,
a- oh.
I would also argue, Jeremy, because I feel like you're outraged by this suggestion, but we're preventing bullying.
We're not saying let's cancel school.
What, cyberbullying doesn't
No,
exist?
that still exists, but we're preventing in-person bullying.
Can we just have
Okay.
the?
Gotta
Yeah, I
handle
prefer
gotta
in-person
handle what you
bullying.
can take care
Hans,
of.
Chris, what were you gonna say?
I'm just saying, Jeremy, there's a conversation to be had. We're not saying cancel school. We just want to find this middle ground. We love no traffic.
More
Do
buses.
we make school later? Like, let's just have the conversation
Public
of what we have
transportation.
to do to make our traffic
What
better.
about hybrid days?
Guys, the pandemic showed us
Monday-
the way. Zoom.
Monday,
Put the
Wednesday,
kids on
Friday.
Zoom.
Right, let hybrid days.
None of
like
them
2 days
learned
out the
anything.
week.
No, because then the 2 days where they're going sucks. No.
I
Zoom.
don't
And
even
then you have to
remember.
make the school
I don't
year
remember
longer.
anything during 2020. Honestly, Lehman and I were talking about The Last Dance the other day, and I was like, I don't really even remember watching anything other than The Last Dance. Like,
That's it.
4
Tiger
times,
King?
and I didn't even really like The Last Dance. I don't know.
I just watched it because everyone else was watching
Yeah,
it
me
and it
too.
felt communal.
There was
That's
nothing
like
else
all
happening.
I remember.
Tiger
Yeah.
King was like the official start of the pandemic,
And
entertainment wise.
that show with Nick Lachey, Love Is Blind.
Yes.
Season
Oh,
1.
yeah.
That was like my family was like actually legitimately wagering on who was going to get left at the altar because we had nothing else to like.
Yeah, like-
no other competitions or sports were going
And
on.
Tiger King was like Here's another introduction to super redneck America and the crazy shit going out on the middle of Oklahoma nowhere.
Part 2 was not needed.
No,
by
part
the
2 is
way.
not good. Part 2 is not good.
I didn't.
You're not missing
I
anything.
never watched any of it.
You're not missing anything. You never watched the original Tiger
I
King?
never watched it.
Yeah, neither.
Wow.
I don't know what happened.
Bro,
They
you
had
gotta
a
get on that.
moment and
Culture
the moment
yourself.
passed.
Yeah, well, that was the issue. There's all those shows, and I feel like I've mentioned it on Mystery Crate before, but there are shows where you need to watch it at the time where everyone else is, and it was like for me at this point, and it's a very different level of prestige. But Game of Thrones is another one where I didn't watch it, and so now that I know that everyone doesn't like the way that it ends, and it's so much television, I find it really difficult to be able to watch.
But you're not like doing victory laps for not watching Game of Thrones. Like,
Oh, not at
people
all.
that do that are like, oh yeah, well, I never watched it, and they hold it up like it's some kind of badge of honor. It's so weird. Like you just didn't watch a TV show. Like,
No, but I did live tweet the finale of Game of Thrones
'Cause that's the only
despite
thing
the
you
fact that I didn't watch it. But everyone on my timeline was tweeting about it, and so I did a live Twitter thread based off what everyone else was saying, and it was really accurate.
Wait a
I had
minute.
friends who
So-
watched it who thought I was watching the finale.
you were a liar that was looking for clout.
No, I was bored at my local news job and didn't have anything else to
Jeremy.
do because it was the
Phony.
pandemic.
Jeremy, I love you, but that's clout.
No, I
chasing.
promise it was. I mean, like 2 people were liking
You just
the
weren't.
tweets.
You
It was
did,
just-
you had FOMO. You did not want.
yeah,
to,
it was major FOMO,
was
not
FOMO.
clout. Yeah,
God,
not
that
clout
season
chasing.
Okay, so it was
bad.
FOMO.
It makes me upset. I was so
Yeah.
obsessed with Game of Thrones for like 10 years, and as soon as I watched the finale, I didn't think about it for like 6 months. Like I literally like repressed the memory
I know.
of 10 years of my life watching this stupid show. The ending sucks so bad.
I rewatch it now, and like
I'm never gonna rewatch
No,
it either.
I love the
I did
show
it once,
so much.
but-
Yeah, I love
But
it so
then
much.
once you get to like season 7, you're
I know,
like,
but and then I like cherry pick the final episodes, like this,
Exactly.
and there's a whole season there where it's like, no.
No,
We're not doing the Game of Thrones thing. No, because I'll be here all day. Like how they no spoiler alert. I'll put the spoiler thing up.
Really?
Where
Game of Thrones.
I
you
know,
don't need a
but,
spoiler
you know.
alert.
Bran
No one's watching it because
Bran
know
becomes
that the ending sucks.
Bran becomes king. There's a whole season where he's not in the show. There's a
Yes,
whole season
yes,
he's not in the
I
show, and then
remember.
he ends up being
Yep.
the thing. It's whatever. Anyway, Cynthia was talking about old
Still
people
makes
sex
me
earlier.
mad.
We should bring that up.
We
Yeah.
should.
So I don't know if you guys know this, but in Florida, there's a retirement community called the Villages,
The Villages.
and
That's what they're all called.
right.
all voted for
They're
Trump,
all
by
a
the way.
village of some kind.
Century
They all voted
Village,
for
the
Trump.
Villages.
Right. So they have the highest rate of like sexually transmitted diseases. I don't want to say the country, but definitely in Florida.
So you're telling me that when I'm retired, I'm going to be playing golf, pickleball,
And fucking.
tennis, and
Yeah.
having lots of sex? Oh,
Yep.
What a
no.
life.
That sounds terrible.
I would
Not
watch,
gonna lie.
I would watch a documentary on that. And before you go to the nasty place, I don't want anything graphic. I just want the ins and outs.
Agreed. I just want like the setups, the conversations, how is it
nasty
go.
part.
No, of like the relationship.
Definitely
Yeah,
don't want to see
okay.
the boning.
If that
No.
wasn't.
Maurice Jones.
I don't think it was.
It wasn't on purpose. You're
I
just a
want to
comedic
know.
genius.
I want to see how the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted.
I agree.
I want to see how all this like because that's what you hear.
Yeah.
In these old people homes, they be fucking.
They be
That's what you hear.
fucking.
And I just want to like.
we be fucking.
Is there like one person that's like the ringleader of like, hey, let's all meet tonight at
A
6
pimp?
p.m. like a late night like club. Let's open up the club at 6 p.m. and then they start music.
That's a different kind of club we're opening up
An
there.
elderly pimp.
Is it just they all wait in their rooms and it's like when you stumble by the door? Like I just want to
Place
see.
is
So apparently, the way they get around and like converse with each other without actually saying words is like, so they use like either banners or bandanas.
pineapple?
Kind of like the pineapple thing where you tell somebody you're a swinger without saying it out loud. And so they attach these like little bandanas of different colors onto their golf carts, where every old person there has a golf cart. And that's how you know like who's into swinging, who's single, who's this, who's that. Which, by the way, you know what? Congrats. We're not shaming you at all. This is actually very brilliant, and I applaud you all. Just wrap it
Jeremy thinks
Just
Dan
wrap
should
it up.
go undercover in one of these 55 plus communities
What?
next year and do a story on it.
Yeah,
because
that's
he
exactly
almost
what I said.
qualifies.
up. Can we
Yeah.
can we send your dad? Can we send Greg Cody?
My dad
It's
would clean up,
55
I
and up.
think.
Yeah, he would.
I
would
would
clean
send
up.
your dad.
He'd kill it.
Yeah.
There is an article from the Tampa Bay Times that says, "Why is the Villages known as the STD capital of America?"
Oh, read it to us.
Oh, God.
You all would watch this stuff. Everyone looked at me like I was weird. You
No,
guys
I
would
watch
I
it.
would
all
Yeah.
I
watch it.
also appreciate old people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
genuinely, I do. I had a great relationship with my grandpa before he passed away.
I just
Same with
want to
my
drive
grandparents.
places in a golf cart and not have a care in the world. That's
Yeah.
all I want
Sounds
to do.
great.
See, you said that so this is not. I was picturing a place where it's like one big building. Like this is you're talking about like
This
a
is like a
neighborhood.
Like
whole
a jail?
community,
Like
like
a
a
prison.
neighborhood community.
But you think it's like
Yeah.
orgies?
No, I was thinking.
Oh, they're
dude,
definitely having
I'm talking about
orgies.
retirement
They're
homes. Where it's
definitely-
one building.
Yeah.
That is where I've heard that this shit gets
Oh,
even
that
wilder.
too, yes, that-
where it's like where
yes.
it's like a hotel essentially of
Yes.
just old people living. I'm telling you, Billy. They're
They be
fucking.
fucking.
They're fucking.
I would like to see not the ones
And
that are
congrats.
not just the very sexually active ones, but like the reaction from the other
Yes.
old people
I want
that
the whole
think that
story.
they're crazy. Like that
The
would be a
workers
good
there,
dynamic.
How do the
Right.
workers
Because
there
you know
deal
that
with this?
there's probably
they-
high school level gossip and shit talking
laundry people.
happening.
Like the laundry people.
The laundry
mu-
people
maybe
walk in,
there's
see the sheets, they're like, whoa.
Maybe there's TikToks of the employees.
We got to clean Benny's.
Oh,
Benny
Billy,
had a night.
That
gotta watch
reminds
these
me.
sheets.
Did you see Dolores' sheets?
Have you
what
been
could this
watching?
possibly remind you of?
Have you been watching the 9-month-long cruise TikToks?
I haven't been keeping up on that. What
sad.
happened?
I'm not sure. The last I checked, they were about to go through the Drake passage. I was very
Really?
excited for that,
That's
but I
scary.
haven't seen any updates yet. And I have noticed, which you mentioned, you were the first person to say this. Instead of seeing the TikToks from people on the cruise, I've just been seeing TikToks of people talking about TikToks from people on the cruises. Like they're all going viral, and I haven't seen a single freaking TikTok from this actual cruise.
But I
Say
wish.
fucking-
I wish.
People are making a living off just recapping other people's recaps.
And they're not telling us who they're watching, so I
Yes.
can't even find them. So they could also just be making stuff up, and I wouldn't know
Probably.
the difference. Yeah.
Has a little off topic, but has the TikTok shop kind of ruined TikTok for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little off.
Every other thing is an
single
ad.
thing is trying to sell me.
It's either an
makeup
ad
beauty
or
products.
somebody with a like code so they can get a kickback.
Yeah.
Like I've been trying
I think
to be
the TikTok
sold.
golden
yeah.
era was like a year ago, right before they started doing
Yeah.
ads, and
Yeah.
now it's just like
Everything's either
basically, I feel
sponsored.
like I'm on Amazon.
Yeah, it's either sponsored or someone trying to sell me something on the TikTok
A
shop with their
$39
code.
mirror.
Yeah, and it's like
Oh my god, that mirror is everywhere.
Everybody has one.
I'm a
It's
bit of a
crazy.
sucker for the TikTok ads, though.
no, I'm getting a
I'm not
magnesium
gonna buy
cream
anything
now.
off the TikTok shop.
yeah.
Like I'm just not going to.
I bought a
almost-
toy for my cat.
Well,
I
Instagram
looked.
have.
I looked into
Demos.
buying the mirror if it was white, but gold and black just don't work for me.
No, me neither.
I'm a
Is that a
Donuts.
white frame?
All I get is these damn games where it's like the guy moving side to side, like +3 ×2, and he's like got a whole army of people attacking him. Do you guys get
And you
these?
know
Oh,
all those
yeah.
games
Recent.
are fake.
Relatively recent.
When I
That's
play
not how the game
solitaire.
is.
They got community
Also-
noted on Twitter.
Every Friday, I saw that, Billy. Every Friday and Saturday, when I'm scrolling late at night, I see people line dancing at this, like, I think it's like a honky tonk or something. I don't know where it is though. And every
Here?
single time, no, on TikTok, I
be the
scroll and
Roundup.
I see
Roundup.
these
The
people.
Roundup.
I see these people. and I mean,
Cowboys.
it's called like the Yellow Rose or something.
that's not the
And
Roundup.
every single time, I'm like,
I know there's two.
oh fuck, I want to watch this, and I just sit and watch them on live while I'm like laying in bed at 10:30 at night on a Friday, and I'm like, what is happening in my life right now? But it's so mesmerizing.
Roundup is great, though. Love a little bit of a
They're
line
fun.
dance.
Yeah.
Where is that?
That's in Davie.
Davey. Davey.
Oh wow,
It's a heck of a place.
Tony looks like he's had a day.
Yeah.
you good?
So
What do
much
you dorks
energy.
want, man?
He was crying out there. He was crying.
And
I,
now
I went out there. I went out there to get my
the show.
laptop.
I'm editing the show. All I
I
hear
went
is
out there to
Tony
get my
this,
laptop.
Tony that.
and
Tony
he's
would have
like,
done
"You
this. Tony
guys
would have done that.
You guys keep
We are
mentioning
not
me."
talking. I don't.
Who?
Did we talk about you once?
It's
Oh, you-
insane. And I wish. I
We
wish
did once.
I
Billy
wish,
says he wouldn't apologize to me. Then he called me a beta of
I
some
didn't do
sort.
anything.
He didn't
do
say
anything.
that.
You guys a fucking
yeah.
dork, dude. Look at
Okay.
that.
Wow.
All right. Well, we'll
Can we go
reserve
back to
that
the
for
apology part of the
I'm
show?
sorry for calling you a dork.
I wish you guys. I wish you guys
this guy-
understood why he's having such a rough day at work.
No,
too.
we're gonna get into it in the next
Wait,
segment
I
because we're
wanna
running
hear
short on
why.
time here.
Oh God, it's
Oh
ridiculous.
yeah.
Up against the clock.
Yeah.
It's not even that complicated. It's just he had to work today and he had to edit something. He had to edit a 15-minute interview and he spent
not
45 minutes complaining about it. It's like,
That's
dude,
not true.
you
Again,
just sit
more
there for 15
Hey,
minutes
this guy,
and it's
all
done.
he does is say fake shit, dude. It's crazy.
Mike Fuentes.
I want people to know that are listening that think Billy's right. He is so wrong.
Mike Fuentes.
Guys, I can't even explain to you how much Billy just does this to get under my skin.
Mike Fuentes.
I mean,
It's
you were
Does it work?
you
Seems like
were
it finally
complaining a
worked.
lot about a 15-minute.
Thank you.
Somebody
He-
needs to
He's the one that told
apologize
me.
to
I didn't
somebody.
even know firsthand it was relayed to me.
Wait, he also
my-
had to edit today's show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I'm
of
not. Look,
today's-
I'm not saying he had to do anything different today,
And-
but he was complaining about the 15-minute.
Mira.
a little bit.
Está trabajando. He wasn't.
Nah, get me out of here with that
Está
shit.
trabajando. He
What?
showed up. He
No.
wasn't scheduled
Oh, so
today.
showing up is working now?
Hey, he
Oh,
showed up.
Taylor's
I mean,
employee of
that's
the
what
year.
Stugotz does.
He's here every day.
Oh, yeah, why is
he's
Taylor
here every day.
catching shots?
Oh, no, he's not. I'm just saying, if showing up is
That
a
was a
requirement,
stray.
Taylor's a blessed employee to ever walk the earth.
Wow.
He is. He's super helpful on Gen CFP.
You sound like a hater.
Lots of apologies, Ode.
For real.
A ton.
Tony, I love you.
We'll be back after this.
So we have a little sponsored segment now. It's a gambling segment with our partners at DraftKings every week here on Mystery Crate, and we were having problems naming it because naming it helps you with sales, right? Like you name a segment, they sell the segment.
Yeah, naming a segment famously
Thank you.
hard.
It's kind of hard, yeah. So
Yeah,
I had been asking around, Tony,
The hockey
doing
show.
whatever you can here. What are you doing?
The hockey
Showing Billy
show.
something.
Okay. So
Can't we just call it like the Mystery Crate Parlay?
okay, so I've been asking
Crate
around, like, hey,
bets?
if you guys have any ideas for what the segment can be called, we'll name it. So right before the show, I go to Jeremy. I go, hey, try to think of a name really quick before we do
It'd
it.
be the worst pun I've ever heard in my
Yeah,
life.
he just goes, you betcha. So
I love it.
I kind of
Yeah,
like it.
yeah, exactly.
I love
Oh, did he add like
I
the
love
fist
it.
pump like that?
yeah, I added that.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's a team effort here.
Oh,
right?
I love that.
Betcha.
So
Good support.
welcome
That's the
to
winner.
You Betcha.
We don't have any music.
No, next week we
come
will.
on.
Presented by DraftKings Fantasy Sports. Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code DAN, D-A-N, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Good read, Mike.
Good job.
There you go. So me and Chris Cody have
Make
been
my
like,
life easy.
and Billy too, really have been in on like these anytime touchdown parlays.
I love it.
And so, what are you saying?
What?
He's
I can
being
hear
a-
you talking.
He's being a little.
What? What's the guy behind you?
That
Mike?
was loud. That
It
was
wasn't nothing
loud.
with you.
No, I know
super
he's talking in
disruptive.
your ear, but he's talking
He was
super loud.
He was
Loud.
loud.
I'm not talking
Everybody
loud.
can hear you.
No, we heard you. We heard you.
I could
Something
only hear him
disruptive
in
is
my head.
if I were a teacher right now, I'd say, "Hey, no fucking
No
around,
fucking around.
kids.
Exactly.
Mike Fuentes
I would have been
also
a bad. I would have been a bad.
I
Student
could
in
argue
this.
You
that
were,
I
we
could
know.
argue what Fuentes just did though is worse though. Like he was just talking to
he
me
let
and he
let
stopped the whole show.
He let
like,
one slide where
That's
he was
true.
turning around. He was talking, showing
did
me
it
a
twice.
phone.
but
He
the
got a
whole
little
audience
distracted
was
there.
just listening
Oh
to
yeah,
you.
that's true.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway,
He
This is
let
Right
one
after a
go.
read, by the way.
so back to
So
you betcha.
This
We've
feels
been
similar to Against the Spread.
you betcha.
betcha.
And we've been in on these anytime touchdown parlays. Me, Chris Cody, Billy, and so we're gonna give you one today. We're gonna have with divisional round coming up this weekend. Tony again. The divisional round coming this weekend.
Yes, the divisional round.
The
is
divisional
coming up
round
this
is coming.
weekend, if you haven't
The
heard.
second round.
Correct.
Yes.
Nico Collins, anytime touchdown. You like that one, Tony?
I do.
Like, I love Nico Collins. Kid's good.
All right.
George Kittle, anytime touchdown.
Not as much.
Not as much, but not bad either. Right? No?
That's the problem with these anytime touchdowns is they all kind of feel like they could work.
Like,
You're
I've seen George Kittle
you're
score a
yeah, George
touchdown
Kittle,
before.
he's scored a
Yeah.
touchdown before, huh?
Well, like, if I told you, like,
I'd
Brandon,
probably say
but if I told you Brandon Ayuk, you
he's
wouldn't feel as
fourth.
comfortable.
I'd say fourth on the pecking order of who would catch
But
a
you
touchdown.
also
I feel more
want good
comfortable with
odds.
that.
You don't want to pick the most
Yeah,
obvious.
exactly.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
I could've
But
said
I'd probably say
McCaffrey.
Debo. I'd probably say
Kelsey.
Debo.
Nah,
is
he
probably
didn't
my
have
favorite.
great numbers.
The game.
Okay.
So I said George Kittle there, then Jameer Gibbs. Feel like he scores every game.
Okay.
Anytime touchdown. And the final one, Isaiah Pacheco, anytime touchdown.
Less juice on that.
Well, he's like the whole
That's
Kansas City
favorite,
offense.
probably.
Yeah, out of anything.
When you guys are getting gas,
And that was you betcha.
That was you. Betcha.
when you guys are getting gas and you're about to be done, would you rather have the dollar amount land on like a 0-0 or the gallons? Are you guys like me
Dollar.
where you
No,
always
everybody's
Dollar.
dollar.
one of them has to be on an on 0-0.
Well, do you know how many gallons your car has?
Yeah.
Like to the T?
Yeah.
I know because I've gone on E a lot.
16 gallons.
I
15.
use.
I wait till
I
the
am
very
such a range
fumes come
guy.
out.
I'm on fumes, yeah.
I'm such a
Fumes.
range guy. I love playing the game with the range. It's like, oh, I got 80 miles.
my
I can
God.
To
get,
test it out, yeah.
my wife hates it.
I'm gonna get a call from Cody one
My
day,
wife-
Mike.
You know
Hey,
that
I'm
number
20
is
miles
like
away.
an estimate.
Like, help me out here.
right?
It is an estimate because I've trust me. There's been times where I forget about it and I look at my range and it's all dashes. So you have at least like 10 or 15 miles after it
good.
hits 0.
1,000%.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Terrible
Yeah, you're good.
advice.
You're good.
Like
I-
20.
I
I'd say
live-
20 miles.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm not giving it as advice. I'm saying it's a fun game to play.
It's a dangerous
have to.
game.
Not
a
my
dangerous
kind of
game.
game.
It's a dangerous game.
When do you
I'd do
refill?
it.
It's also
I
bad
haven't
for your
refilled a
engine.
gas tank in like
Is that
10
true?
years.
Do you know
it
that?
is. No, it is.
You said
terrible
Lehman
for
out,
you.
right?
It
It's
is
called
terrible.
having a boyfriend.
Yeah, Lehman, do that.
Like, other than just saying
Low on
bad for
gas,
the engine.
buddy.
No, it's almost like if you,
I know mechanics.
Take care of that guy.
It's almost like if you have like kidney stones, like your stones can live inside your kidneys for a little bit as long as you have like liquid in there, right? But like
Really?
if you get
What?
dehydrated,
I mean, you
if
should
you get
know, he's an expert.
dehydrated, that's when they get flushed out. So like same
Billy's
thing
an
with-
expert in kidney
with your
stones.
gas tank. Like if you have like gunk and crap in there, that
Well,
like
I'm good with oil changes.
if there's stuff in there,
Yeah.
it could float in there in your
But
gas
I
tank.
just got an oil change, and it's not like they're like, "Hey, what do you do to your car, man?" This is they don't say anything.
Well,
to
no,
me.
but oil and
'Cause they
gas are
want you to
different
but they're
come
things.
back
different.
when
They're
you're
not
Yeah,
checking
what's the
at the
I'm
same
just saying.
time.
What do
It's a
you guys?
different thing.
cars?
Where's your when your range hits below this? I'm getting gas. Like that's what I'm gonna fill up.
A quarter tank
Quarter.
usually.
When it's at like 3 miles, I'm like, all right, I gotta get gas.
Right.
Oh my
That's what I'm
God, you're
saying.
insane.
For
So
me,
I have
3 miles.
I have
me,
an
it's
older.
older.
When it's like single digits, all right, I know I gotta get gas.
yeah.
I have an older car, so I still have like the bars. So I wait until the last bar is at half, and then I'm like, okay, no, for real, I got like 2 miles. Let me go get
You
some
don't
gas.
have a range.
No, you got like another 30
I
miles
have
at
an
least
older
there.
vehicle. I have a 2010. Like I have the bars. So
My
No car shaming. I have a
my-
2013. Don't
Gaming.
worry.
sorry.
I have a 2013 too.
AutoNation, come through if you want to. I mean,
They
I
already
could
did.
use
They
a
did
new
for me.
vehicle. Oh, so then
Roy got a car.
how'd you got a car?
Yeah, from AutoNation. I got a Mustang.
Well, he had to pay some money, but
Well,
he got
I know
some
you,
money.
yeah, because
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, AutoNation,
Thank you,
sure,
AutoNation.
give me a
Shoot
car
your
with
shot,
numbers
girlfriend.
on it.
Speaking of which, my car, which is built for racing, the gas light comes on when there's a quarter tank. So
What was that weird flex you just
Yeah, it was
did?
weird.
My car
Built
was
for racing.
built for racing.
Built for
It's
racing.
a Ford Mustang.
We didn't
for
need
some
that
racing.
detail.
We're going to Fast and
Yeah, no,
Furious.
My
Roy
car
drives
is a
an
lot
NASCAR,
nicer
guys.
than all of your stupid ass cars.
Plus, I don't think
so-
it's built for racing.
Roy
It's built for
Earnhardt.
Mustang.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
is built for-
Mustang, but
it's
like
built for racing.
they're not. But it's a regular car.
Yeah, you don't have a race car. You have a Mustang.
Can we go around
No,
the
you
room and
can
see
add- no, you
and
can
say
actually
what our
race
cars
this
are
car.
built are?
Yeah, you can race any car.
My car's
Oh,
built
this
for
particular car is built
transporting
for-
children and fishing rods around.
Ironically, so is mine.
Florida.
No, sir.
Mine-
You have a racing car. That's where it is. That's it.
I mean, it has the car seat.
My car's
hookups to
great
it.
for grocery bags in the trunk. I'll tell you.
I got plenty of space for kids, luggage.
Do you think-
I can fit 2 kids in there.
Do you think you have a race car?
It's a Ford Mustang.
You have a vehicle that goes really fast. Would that be the better the better
Better
statement?
thing to say.
Better?
No, it was built
There's
for
a
racing.
function on
You'll
the
get there,
car
Cynthia.
that says
can't
There's a
talk.
racing button.
drag
you push?
strip race.
What's English?
So should we have our therapy session now
Yeah,
with
he's still
Tony and
Tony
Billy?
looks
Tony,
Tony,
Yeah, you know why? Because I want an apology.
Tony,
from all.
Tony, you got something great coming up.
Tony's
Right?
been pouting.
I
Saturday.
haven't been pouting. I'm
But he
actually
has
watching.
super weird energy today.
Watching
No.
Super McAfee.
It's 'cause he had to
I'm
work.
He's watching AJ Hawk's
can't
gigantic
hear it,
head.
though.
But what I was telling, I know I can't listen. But what I was telling Chris before Mike pointed out was I've been watching for like an hour and a half, and AJ Hawk hasn't said anything yet.
He doesn't talk.
I know, but it's great. I want to see like when he does talk.
I love the
so I always
memes
have to
that
watch.
compare him to like the moon and Teletubbies.
Or like
how
Kurt
it's just,
Angle where he's like,
Taylor had the best thing, and we should have put something out, which is just like put the Kurt Angle, like
Yeah, the
being
side by
there
side
with him. Like
I have
side
it here.
by
Hold on,
side.
let me see if I can.
Oh, did you guys actually do
Yeah,
it?
you're there watching it like Leo in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The second he talks, you're like,
Wait, so does he actually not talk?
No,
it's very.
I've
like,
never seen him talk.
His word count
Is
has
he
to be
in
lower
the
than
same
100.
place as McAfee?
No.
No,
Okay, so he's on Zoom.
He's there
Okay.
behind the fake bookshelf. Or in front of the fake bookshelf.
That bothers me, by the way. I hate the wallpaper bookshelf scenario.
Wait, it's
like
wallpaper?
It's wallpaper.
It has to be.
No, it's
I
not.
know.
It is wallpaper.
It's
That's
wallpaper.
fake.
Oh, yeah.
That is a green screen
He
problem.
hasn't read any.
I don't like.
I never knew
Those books
that.
aren't bad.
Wow.
I hate those.
Learn something new every day.
Also, not a
Send it
guy
to
that
me.
looks like he reads a lot, to be honest.
Oh, man, that's
Wow. Apologize.
It's
Apologize.
It's like
AJ Hawk
anytime
doesn't look
Mackie
like a
says
guy
something
who reads a lot of
controversial,
books, that's
AJ
all.
Hawk in the other box is like that.
Yeah, it's true.
Kurt Angle, huh? Okay.
Tony, what's going on though, for real? Like, we're a little bit worried about you.
There's
you normally
nothing to
have
worry
like
about, dude.
bubbly energy. Today you came in, you're
Yeah.
pouting.
Can you
you're
tell
like,
your train story?
not
Yeah.
participating.
Watch party
because
coming
you're changed
up.
story.
We should be
Your arms
excited.
crossed,
Just a
grumpy boy.
No, I can because
Cheer up,
like
Hawk.
this
For
hurts
you
my
today.
neck.
Whenever Tony comes in with a train story, it's
Hell
a
yeah.
hit. All right. The last lady that he left to
Literally?
die in the,
Didn't
in
leave
the
her to
trampling
die.
thing. Yeah. So now there's
I'm
another
sorry,
story.
what?
So we're gonna hear that Tony left a lady to die in a
That
trampling
did not leave
train
her to
thing.
die.
Yeah, she did.
We were racing up the stairs.
And he pushed
Rest-
her out of
yeah.
the
Did
way.
not
She
push
fell
her.
down a flight of
Not
stairs.
true.
Rest in
Left
peace to her.
Wait,
Yes.
you were racing an old lady up the
No,
stairs?
when did she become old? She was
And,
not old.
and then he threw her down the stairs. It was
Middle
crazy.
age.
She was like 30-something years old. I'll tell that story very
For
quickly.
racing, just like my
Middle-aged.
car.
The train goes up. I've got about 30 seconds to beep the thing in, run up the stairs, and get onto the train.
And then he
this
ate
lady-
shit and ripped ass.
No, that's a different story, dude.
Hey, that's a different train
That's a
story.
different
I'm telling
one.
you, all
No,
the train stories are gold. They're
The
bangers.
lady ate shit and he didn't help her.
correct.
And then
That's
he
what it
ripped
was.
ass.
No, that's another day.
There was another day
you
we
may
ripped
have
ass.
They all
farted.
start coming together.
You may have farted on that
Tony
train.
threw a lady under the train, then he
I
ripped
believe
ass.
he did fart that day. And that's
Like,
part
that
of the
sounds-
story that's been missing.
That sounds like a
Different story.
villain ending. Like that's his departure as a villain. He
No,
farts
Okay,
and
okay. Give me the
So we got this couple.
give me
of
the
trains.
newest.
Calling
No.
card.
Give me the
Okay.
newest
No, I
train
know. I'm
story.
just writing them down here.
Yeah, yeah.
Fart.
We have the fart.
ripping
Fart.
around.
Ripping ass. Yeah.
The fart was tough because
Yes,
that was
yeah.
just I was waiting for
That
the
was just
train.
karma.
Yeah, no. Did it happen after? It might have been.
No, it
Actually.
was after I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after-
So,
yeah, it is
lady
fart.
falling down the stairs.
The lady
was
you killed.
one.
Yeah, the lady you killed.
Number 2 is the fart. Number 3 is this one.
Okay, I need this one.
How often do
Okay.
you fart on the train?
Not often.
Okay.
Just
No,
after
so-
pasta
okay.
night.
Yeah, Tony,
yeah.
Tony looks like a guy who
Carbs.
holds the fart as long as possible.
I think he lets it rip.
I try to be like a good American, but it's tough.
But at least you
Well,
try.
I salute you.
At least you
I
tried.
salute
Yeah.
you.
I was like deep on a Reddit thread a few weeks ago of someone who was like basically saying that they had to go to the ER because they had like horrible intestinal pain, and it turns out they just had to fart, and then they farted.
That's called un pedo trabajo.
That's true.
What does that
is
mean?
Drink
true.
some ginger
It's a
ale.
f-
some
stuck
Sprite.
fart.
A stuck fart, yeah.
And all these people were like, "Yeah, that happened to me too." And I was like, "How is this like an epidemic?"
Because people are afraid of
Like
farting.
Canada
Dude, you gotta let it
Dry.
rip sometimes.
So
There
there's
was
a lot of
someone
fart
who was
shame.
like, I was a little kid and my tummy hurt, and then the paramedics came and I farted and I felt better, but I was too scared to admit it, so they took me to the hospital anyways.
That's-
because I was too embarrassed.
That's white people shit because.
Oh, three
No, let me-
Americans.
another
let me explain something to
Three
you.
Americans.
My family would not call the paramedics for me
dude,
with a tummy ache.
I was never allowed to skip school unless I was like
¿Vas a llamar al
bleeding
Recu
out
pa
of my
qué?
ears.
Yeah.
No, me duele la
Tírate
barriga.
peo.
Dale un- Cágate ahí.
You got to have one foot in the coffin before they call
I
anything.
need to be like purple.
Exactly.
My mom was like that too, dude. I had to fight. I had to be like in tears
Yeah.
to get out of school.
So,
That was the worst.
That,
I'm not
tears
gonna be,
didn't work.
Am
for
I going to
me.
be that parent?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you guys talk about the fake Emmy thing last week that came out or
Femi?
no?
Game day.
Oh, with the ESPN.
Yeah, because
I
like
don't think we ever talked
What
about
was
it on
that?
air, but I didn't. I read the story. It didn't seem like it was like that bad. Right?
They
was-
submitted
it was-
fake names.
Yeah, it's just so the talent, because the talents are considered producers, so they're not eligible to get Emmys. So they just
Yeah.
put fake names so the talents could claim those Emmys. But like, oh, so if I go to Desmond Howard and I'm like, let me see your Emmy, and it says whatever his name was, Desmond Schwartz or whatever. Like, how? That's not him. It's a weird thing. It's a really weird story.
no, like they would make up people that didn't exist so they
Right.
could
Yeah.
get the trophies and
Correct.
then they
For
would
the talent.
They
The
would give it to the
talent were allowed
talent and they would engrave
Yeah.
it with the talent's name.
Oh.
And a lot of times the talent didn't even know. So
Right.
there's talent that is like parading around like I have 6 Emmys and they're like no you don't. You
Yeah.
have 0 Emmys or you have 1 Emmy. Like you were not eligible
It's very
to win an Emmy.
shady, but they
It's-
weren't,
it's a
it
weird
wasn't
thing.
like they won in place of someone else that like.
Yeah,
No.
nobody
Right.
existed.
I'm
yeah.
more so asking because like we're watching and I'm not gonna name any names, but we're watching something and there's like a talent on that has an Emmy behind them, like on their display in the
I
back
wonder
of
who
their
it
Zoom
is.
background. And I wonder like if
Schmager.
if I had one, would I take it down because I'm like I don't want to be the person that has now the Emmy behind me
fake
that people are
Emmys.
wondering is it fake, is it
That's
real?
a great point. I wonder if any of them had to like.
You know, we should do-
readjust
I would.
their
I would take
You know
it
who I
down.
was? You know who I was?
we
thinking?
should find some
Emmys.
plastic Emmys
I was
and just fill the entire
Emmys.
desk with
You
them.
had them behind.
Yeah.
it, didn't you?
Emmys behind him, and it was
the exact same
show. I was a little bit curious.
That's a good
Man,
point.
Peter Schrader's got some headphones on.
Jeremy's
right
got a
now.
real Emmy.
True.
Just saying.
Well, maybe.
Maybe he doesn't.
Maybe he doesn't.
Maybe he
now
doesn't.
I'm
Maybe he
suspicious of
doesn't.
every Emmy.
You're right. That's true.
What happened on the train, Tony?
Yeah.
I was so close to seeing AJ Hawk say something.
Oh, that's too bad.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
He's thinking?
oh.
No, he's just breathing.
He's just breathing.
Oh, wait.
Oh, he licked his lips. He licked his lips. Hold on.
Anyways, Tony.
No,
train.
that was him blinking.
Oh, hold on. JJ Watt just doesn't stop talking, dude. All right. So we get on the train
He
today.
looks like a fish.
Which one?
He has the head shaped like an anvil.
Wait,
That is not talking.
Oh my
AJ
god.
I think he's fine.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Apologize.
stupid face.
So the train, huh?
All right. So since I wasn't on the show today, I get in a little bit later, and I was on the train at 9 a.m. We start going through our usual pattern, and I get to the university stop. All of a sudden, we stop. The doors open. They're like, "Hey guys, a bit of a standby. Just wait. Give us a second." Like 2 minutes pass by. I'm on my phone, just kind of doing whatever.
What's the assumption at that point? Like, what are you thinking happened?
Sometimes the trains get backed up, so they have to wait for another
Yeah.
train to go, whatever. So I'm like, okay, no biggie. So I'm there sitting down, and all of a sudden the doors close. I'm like, all right, boom, we're gonna start moving, and then we start moving backwards. So we go from the university stop back to the South Miami stop. So everybody's kind of freaking out, like, we got to go. Like,
Is this the Bright Line? What train?
no,
is
this is the Metro Rail.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
How many
no,
people
not
are?
the-
Paint the picture. How
Paint
many
the pic-
people?
there's probably 20 people inside of my cart
Okay.
times 6 or 7 carts, so maybe like almost 200
The
people.
most
probably.
panicked person. What are they doing? Are they like, hey,
The
what?
old lady, not old lady, but like middle-aged lady in front of me, kind of like doing one of these moves.
Yeah.
Got-
And
she's like,
Tony's
I'm gonna
sitting
be
there
late.
farting.
No, I was gonna not help her if she fell. That's the difference.
Okay, yeah.
Do you get involved with like talk to her? Like, I don't know. I wonder. Or do you?
No,
just
she
sit
asked
there?
me. She asked me, and she's like, "What's happening?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
So then we get back to South Miami. I just
Crazy, right? I don't know.
That's
on my phone, I don't know.
Are you sitting? Are you standing? What's going on?
sitting. We're sitting across
That's
from each
crazy.
other.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
We're sitting across from each other, and so we get to South Miami stop, and then we start going back forward
That's crazy.
to the university stop. But on the way over there, there's like, "Hey, something happened. We don't know what's happening. Somebody jumped on the line on the track."
That's crazy.
So we're like, "Oh shit! Okay, did somebody like commit suicide? That's kind
That's
of dark."
crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
crazy.
like that. And funny enough, we were the train that was right behind the other train that it happened to. So if
That's
I would have been
crazy.
5 minutes earlier, I would have been on the train that got stopped for the guy that was either presumably jumped in front of the train or just standing on the track.
That's crazy.
So we get to the university stop, right? And they're like, "All right, guys, get off. There's going to be a shuttle for you waiting
Oh,
downstairs,
no.
and then we're going to take you from here to the Vizcaya stop, which is like a 30-minute
Yeah.
drive to then
Oh.
get back onto the
What
metro
time
rail."
of day was this?
This is at like 9:30
Peak rush
now.
hour?
Yeah.
9:30, yeah.
Oof.
Getting the kids to school.
Yeah. So
Not if they're on Zoom.
Yeah, exactly.
so
Is the person okay before we finish the story?
yeah.
Okay.
It was obviously somebody not in their right mind, clearly.
That's crazy.
Because they're alive, but ruined the day for everybody else. So
Selfish.
They're probably having a worse day.
I was just gonna say, if they jumped in front of a train.
no, they didn't jump in front of a train. They
You can't.
jumped on
Yeah,
the track.
you can't jump in front of the train. You have to jump in front of. You have to like
Okay.
either jump on from the station or out of a car.
Well, no, out of the car, no, because it's like
That's what I'm saying. It's
40 feet in
elevated.
the air.
Yeah. So you had to have jumped from the station and walked.
No, he could have just jumped from the platform on
So
top.
to
what I'm
get
saying.
on the
Platform,
shuttle.
Right. So no. So
Oh.
I get down. They're like, "Oh, the shuttle's there. It's going to take you." We get down. There might be 500 people waiting for the same shuttle.
That's crazy.
And we're like,
Oh,
"Okay, cool." So we go back up to see if we can catch the southbound
think about
train
maybe
going
like
the other way.
Ubering and expensing it?
So
Because
there's like 500 people. They're like, "No, wait. The northbound track is back." So everybody starts rushing all the way back up, and then another northbound track comes, drops off 400 more people. So all of a sudden,
That's
there's
crazy.
1,000 people standing in front
That's crazy.
of a shuttle that's basically like a Disney bus that can carry like 40 people.
oh no.
And I'm sitting there like, "All right, this is insane. Like, what do I do?" At this point, it's like almost 10 o'clock. I call an Uber, and then me and a nice Cuban lady had a great conversation all the way down to the Elser.
Aw.
You shared an Uber?
that's crazy.
No,
the
the
driver.
Uber driver.
Okay.
Uber driver.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
I talked to my driver.
Not a big Uber share.
What did you guys talk about?
Talked about the traffic, talked about the train, and then we stopped actually where the guy was standing, so we were pointing at that. Yeah. All that to
then
say,
you
it took me
farted.
like 2 hours to get to
You
get to
ripped
work
ass in
today.
the Uber? That's
Gave her a
crazy.
good rating.
At what point were you like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to go home for the
didn't
rest
even
of the
give her
day?
a-
I thought about it, and then as I was waiting for the southbound train to take me home,
University's on 27th though. You're already like
no,
mostly
university, that's
By
University
US.
No,
Street.
University. Like
University Drive.
for
Yeah.
Miami.
Oh, okay, so
Stop.
you're a little bit.
Yeah, I still had some.
You're like
ways to go.
halfway at that point.
like a third of the way.
They don't call it University in Dayton.
Long story
They call
short,
Broward.
it was a long ass day to get to work. It took me like 2 hours
Just
to
so
get
you
to
could
work.
be on Mystery Crate with us.
just so I can be on Mr. Because
Hey, man, I appreciate
imagine
it.
if I wouldn't have gotten here and I tell the story of the train and all that, all of a sudden I'm making things up. It's a lazy day for
No,
Tony.
I always
He doesn't
believe your
wanna
train
do
story.
it.
All right, so somebody should apologize to Tony then.
There's a video of the guy standing
Mike?
on the tracks.
No, we saw it.
Yeah.
You saw it?
Yeah,
I would have believed you also.
Yeah, I believe you.
especially
Billy.
here.
Same.
Mike Fuentes owes you an apology if
Mike,
anyone. Yeah.
Apologize
Say.
to Tony.
For what?
For being late because of a guy that
I
jumped
wasn't
on the
late. He
tracks.
was late.
Yeah, I was late.
I'm not gonna apologize for the guy. I don't know the guy.
Yeah.
No, just for being
Nah,
mean.
that's what I said.
That wasn't mean at all. I knew the story was real from the beginning.
Also, though, if he came on time, he would have missed the guy.
That's true.
Yeah, but I
He
wasn't.
wanted to sleep in. I get
No.
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
credit to him for coming in when he's not on the real
See?
schedule. I would have
Look
been.
at that.
My ass
See?
would have been at home.
True.
No, nobody else comes.
Are you guys tired of daylight?
I mean, I come.
Whoa.
Roy,
Hey.
Roy,
Whoa.
what
That's
in
crazy.
the?
Roy fist me.
God damn it, you gonna make this a fucking meme.
You can't say he can't say that, and you're gonna say fist to me right after that.
Yeah, what's wrong?
He can fist
You're
me whenever
right.
he wants.
Huh?
Baby.
cool.
Yeah, but I'd come to the studio when I'm not on schedule.
Baby!
I gotta record another show.
But
I
no,
was just gonna say, but you're
that's
working.
called you being on the schedule.
You're on the schedule
for
to
that
work.
show.
No, not the main show. That
But-
schedule.
but-
yeah, but he's not scheduled to do
But you
any
have to be
other
here.
show.
You still
Papa.
have to be here though.
This is the main show.
So true.
Oh, this?
Update
That's why we got
47 minutes of the
top
hour.
Well, that's why I'm
billing
here.
Nothing
in-
from AJ.
on the schedule this week. Got to record when we wanted to. No complaining this
Look
week.
at that.
So
on
excited.
time.
So excited for that.
Had
Right.
Billy
2
Corbin
seconds
needed the
out.
studio, though, we would have all been crammed into the back one.
That's
You're
true.
not
Oh,
wrong.
that's true. Well, yeah, because once that
We gotta
thing
talk about that
moved,
setup. I know I shouldn't say this out loud.
Oh,
but
he said
then
something,
you, then
guys.
you probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
He agreed.
What did
He
he
agreed with the
say?
guy in the
All right.
cowboy
Oh,
hat.
it's not in his head.
No.
Oh, it's fixing the shirt.
AJ.
Oh, it's looking down now.
Are you guys done with daylight savings time yet, or what?
What?
it's almost over with us.
Are you guys done with daylight
It
savings
was
time?
Yeah,
pitch
bring back
black
the
when I
song.
woke
I
up
know.
this morning, and it was terrible. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I woke up at like 6:45 and it was still kind of dark, and I was like, "This isn't great." But
Well, you
Thing
woke
is,
up
it's-
after I left my house.
yeah, I live
It's
way
crazy
closer than
when
you.
it's crazy when people say that. Like, oh, Lewis does it all the time. He's like, oh, I woke up. And it's like, dude, I was like in the car.
Right.
I have to be here at like 7 for makeup.
Yeah,
so.
Jess gets here
But
super
Jess
early.
lives like 5 blocks away.
Oh, that is true.
It's
Yeah.
not true. I would just
fine.
walk here if that were the
5:50
case.
alarm.
I would walk Willow over.
550
In this city?
I got
Walking by
6:05.
I
yourself?
snoozed till like 6:20.
Yeah, my
Same.
alarm's in the 5s too.
Same.
Your alarm's in the 5s?
Yeah,
Why?
it's in the 5.
Why?
He has
got-
he's
he's
way
got
out
kids.
west.
I have to, yeah, and I
He's
have
not
to
that.
drive.
He's not
more
that out west.
responsibilities.
He's not that out west.
Yeah.
He has to do GBF twice a week. Be here at
That's
like
a whole-
7.
that's a
That's
whole-
another thing.
Yeah, like what Monday? What's your like Monday like?
Mondays
That's gotta
are
be
rough.
super early,
Mondays are rough,
yeah.
but Jess is here half the time. Like when
Yeah.
we get in, it's
No,
like
yeah, Jess is
We
always here on
usually get
Mondays.
here very
super early. She's here. Yeah.
Because we love our jobs and we want to be here for everyone else and especially for the audience. who
Yeah.
We love
Well
the
said.
people that we're here for
Yeah,
and all of you.
and all of you.
Thought
Can
that-
you apologize for lying to people?
I thought that daylight savings thing was going to get more
Who,
traction.
who lied?
Yeah, what are you
Jessica.
talking about?
What did
You
she
lied
lie
about
about?
driving a race car, Roy.
There is a race car right here. And that thing goes over 150 miles per hour.
You've never got
So
over
does my
150.
Honda.
So does my
Yeah,
car.
exactly right.
Roy does drive like a maniac.
That is true.
That
Roy
is
does
true.
drive
That
like
is
crazy.
That's not true. I
I've
don't
seen-
drive
yes.
like a man.
I remember
yeah.
the days on the causeway because I have
Oh
a
my
lead,
God.
I have a lead foot. Like I drive above average speed,
Yeah.
and then every once in a while a car would come flying by me,
And it's
I'll-
always Roy.
And it's Roy's race
It's
car.
always
I'm like, look at that thing.
He crashed
Well, maybe
one time.
he's right then.
I didn't crash.
Didn't you clip Billy's car once?
He did hit Mike.
That was a different car.
What?
It's worse than that. He hit. I was borrowing my mother-in-law's car and he crashed
Oh,
into
no.
it, leaving the garage. It
Yeah,
was
because
so
somebody
bad.
had turned short and I was forced
That's
to
the
go
story.
to the other side.
Yeah.
So it was their fault.
It just
He
happened
also-
to be your car.
He also tried to leave the
His
garage
mother's car.
and was at the bottom of the ramp. And I'm like, hey, what are we doing here?
I didn't
He just
try to
crashed into me.
I didn't try to leave.
He was all the way at the bottom of the ramp. I was like, and I was parked at the top of the ramp. I
The
never.
bottom of the ramp.
Yeah, I never
talking
park. I
about?
never park on the corners anymore on floors because Roy crashed into me.
Yeah, I don't like
okay,
parking
first
garage
of all,
corners.
You're lying about that because I was not at the bottom of the ramp.
about it.
Not at all.
Are you going to apologize?
Are you gonna apologize?
I'm not lying.
Well, you're not lying
Roy?
about. You are lying about me being down the bottom of the ramp.
You
I had
parked.
to
You
park so
parked
I
in
could
like
write down my
the.
information and put it on the car, but you were in the car already.
You parked in like the.
So you
spots
wrote down
that
the
are
information and
reserved
gave
for
it to
the
Billy?
hybrid cars. No, he didn't do it.
No, I was going to write down my information, but then I looked and there's somebody in there. Oh,
was
it's
Billy.
Billy.
Knowing this show, this is like 10 years after you guys met, and that's how you finally got each other's phone numbers. 'Cause no one communicates.
1,000%.
Yeah.
What is
I'm
the
Roy.
play?
Nice to meet you.
What is the play when you get into like? Has anyone here ever gotten into an accident where you had to like leave your information for someone?
Like hit a parked car.
Like
mean?
you hit a parked car.
No.
I don't want to jinx myself, but no.
I one time like hit somebody and then I had to like I had nothing to leave. There was the worst piece of paper. I like wrote my name and I left my number.
But
and
there
I-
was-
and I put my bad.
Like I've tapped cars like when I was backing out, and then I look, no damage, I'm out.
My bad.
Stop, so cops.
I mean, I was just like,
My B buddy.
Not even
no,
like,
he ended
I'm
up texting
sorry.
me. Like we did the whole like we ended
My
up like
bad.
insurances got involved.
Oh, good on you.
But that's very nice.
good.
That's
No, I mean, I didn't-
because
In
my
this
friend,
city-
my friend literally
If
just
I'm
got
being-
in a hit and run like 2 days
If I'm being
ago,
honest,
so.
I was scared that I was on camera somewhere.
There's
That's
that.
true. That happened to my cousin.
It wasn't me totally
It's a
being
healthy
like.
fear to have.
Right.
I was
when
just
you
like,
hit
I don't
someone.
want this to be.
There's always a look around after
Because there
you
was
do
a
it.
moment
do a
of-
quick
You're like,
I'm not gonna lie. There was a moment of, can I get the fuck out of here right now?
Yeah, of
But
course.
then I was like, I don't want to.
But it's karma too. You
Yeah.
got to think about that.
That's gonna do it for Mystery Crate.
There's still a minute.
Yeah, by the time
I feel like we
had
still
to
have some
promote our
apology.
stuff.
Why is Tony laughing like a maniac?
What, dude?
What
Did he
is
say
going
something?
on?
He's
No,
been
I
super
didn't say
distracting this
anything.
episode.
No, I haven't.
you have been a little
No, did
distracted.
AJ?
A little distracting.
I mean, he had a traumatic
Been
thing
looking
He had a
happen.
good story. Yeah,
Thank
a little
you.
distracted.
It was. I mean,
No one passed.
For him? If I'm on a train and it stopped because someone jumped on the tracks, I mean, I'm not saying
That's
it's
traumatic,
It's
thank you.
not. He's not a victim.
It's not
here.
that traumatic.
The fart was a little bit more traumatic.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say the fart is
Going
number
to
one on the
definitely.
board.
Yeah. No, well, so the lady fell. You know, her fault, not mine.
The one that you let.
Check
the
out
lady fell, her fault, not mine.
Check out Cinephile.
Check out Cinephile.
The hockey show, we have Jackie Redmond. No, because Miami and Montgomery and Company returns the week after the Super Bowl.
Oh no, because my
Go looking smetty.
MMA hangout.
Thank you for the support, by the way.
MMA hangout at the Taurus Coconut
Apologize.
Grove. I
This
expect everybody to be there,
Saturday.
hanging out this Saturday, 1:20,
Grove it.
Apologize.
9 p.m. for the main card.
What are you going to be doing at that event?
Doing our show.
Farting.
Ribbit ass.
You going out there, Billy?
farting.
No.
No, I don't want him to come.
I'll be there.
Okay, goodbye.